Hello everyone, Josh here with Excess Games, bringing y'all another Awaken Chaos Air video, and today I'm about to explore the actual power that is one Desmond. Yes, you heard that correctly. I did not think I was going to be making a video like this, at least not for a long time, because I did not think his new buffs were that significant. But I want to give a great, grand shout out to our boy Nexus, one of our members of our Discord community. He's convinced me that Desmond is actually very, very good. And because of that, I asked him if he could make him the support unit so I could take him into my team and throw him in Tide 12 and see what he can do. And what I saw him do was very eye-opening, and it's probably going to be very eye-opening to a lot of you. If you're a Desmond user, do not be sad anymore. It's time to rejoice. Desmond, as we've said a few days ago, he was probably one of the worst legendaries in the game. He just was too slow. He couldn't survive long enough. I didn't think his new buffs actually corrected that. But in this instance where I'm actually proven wrong, I'm very happy about that, because I actually love Desmond's. I liked the whole thing about him, his whole demeanor, his personality, his style, his aesthetics, everything. It was just so cool because he did a unique debuff, which is Plague. He had a really cool design. I just loved everything about Desmond. So I wanted him to be great, and I'm glad that now he probably is. Matter of fact, not probably, he just is. So let's go to our index real quick. Let's talk about Desmond real fast in case you're not aware. Depending on when you started playing this game, you might not even know who Desmond really is, or you missed my video. So this is Desmond. He is a wood legendary. He has a B grade attack, S health, defense, speed, crit rate. His skill 1, if you remove a plague, there's a 30% chance you're going to get stunned. Obviously, that's not going to work in a lot of content, but it can still be clutch in certain situations, especially like maybe tower, bounty, etc. Not hard tower, though, because you can't stun hard tower, unfortunately. Deals 80% damage to an enemy and heals his character for 10% of lost health, which, of course, is allowing him to have self-sustain. This is where I didn't think was going to be enough healing to keep him topped up, but with the changes, I guess it does make sense the more I think about it. So, as we always do, we try to give you guys and gals the best information possible. So if I ever do make an assumption like, that unit's probably not very good, and then somebody can show me factually that he is, I'll be glad to bring that to your guys' attention, because I want you all to be able to build the best units possible. So this is one of those instances where I was initially wrong on his buffs not being that good, and I know a lot of people agreed with that as well. But my goodness, this is an eye-opener. I'm very, very pleased to be wrong here. Very, very pleased. So, the skill 2, Plague Infection, applies Plague to all enemies and then 100% damage to each. Damage scales with the number of stacks of Plague on each target. Now, because of the way that he can now stack his Plagues and the way he has more survivability, he can actually start doing some crazy damage on his skill 2. And I mean some crazy damage. When you see the fight, the Tide 12 auto run at the end of this video, you're going to see him doing multiple Ks of damage with his skill 2 because of how much stacks of Plague that he can get. Now, Plague, I believe, tops out at times 50 for the stack. So, you want to get to that as fast as possible. And we will have some suggestions that you could add to this as well. This is something that I was explaining to Nexus after I saw what Desmond was doing and potentially why, some of those runs might be taking too long. I found a way that we could actually speed that up. In Tide, he's okay, but other content, he might still be a bit too slow, but I have a way that we can fix that, and it's a very free-to-play way as well. So we'll talk about that in today's video, too. I always try to give you guys the education here. We always try to learn and get better, right? Enters a state of Plague Emissary until cancelled, applies Plague to the enemy at the start of their turn with a 100% chance of spreading the Plague to another random enemy. Plague drains health at the start of the turn. So since that is now a 100% chance, he's able to stack those a lot faster. I still didn't think that they were going to be stacked enough, and I didn't think his healing was going to be enough. But with the changes, oh boy, you guys and gals are in for a treat. So Desmond is looking delicious, okay? All right, so as I said, there is a unit that you can run alongside Desmond, which you will not see in our actual fight. But outside of Tide, I think this unit could be very, very powerful to be ran alongside Desmond, to make him very consistent throughout all the content you're going to be running Desmond in. Because I'm sure after today's video, a lot of you Desmond users are going to be like, okay, time to build the boy. He's now a beast. oh boy, sometimes it just feels really good to be wrong. You know what I mean? Because to me, this is just another option to play with. And that is a good thing. You want diversity in a game like this. So I'm all for it. Give me the diversity. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and look at Dark and Elite. Some of you may know where I'm going with this. So we have this bad boy right here. Hulins, or Holins, however you want to say their name. C attack, terrible. B health, okay. C defense, not great either. B speed, okay. And then, of course, crit rate, we don't care. This unit, you're going to be building full-on HP defense, maybe on a revival set, maybe you can throw it on a curse set just because the skill 1 does give you that unhealable, which would be super good, even in Tide if you want, especially if you're not one to take on the right side elite that keeps healing the boss. So there's ways to play around that. The trait is also really, really good. Attacks have a 100% chance to apply no positive effects. So again, you could run this unit on Curse, you could run this unit on just straight Terra, or Vanguard, or a mixture of the two, a revival set. Whatever you want to do to keep this unit, of course, alive. So you're going to build them accordingly. Skill 2 deals poison for 2 turns, 150% damage. You don't really care about the damage. You're just here for the debuffs. So the poison is nice. The unhealable is nice. The no positive effects is really, really nice. But this is where it gets really, really good to pair alongside Desmond. So deals 150% damage. As I said, we don't care about that. And duplicates all negative effects affecting them onto a random enemy. And we've already proven, off camera here, unfortunately, that you can indeed duplicate the stacks of Plague. This is a disgusting combo. And when you see what our boy Desmond does to Queen of Tides in the fight that we do at the end, you're gonna look at this and be like, "Oh my god, that combo is disgusting." That might be an even worse combo than the entire Poison team's ever had in its peak history, in its short history. It's, oh my. They nerfed Poison, and you know what? With the power of our mind, we're breaking the game once again. Try and stop me. Try and stop us. You can't. We're always thinking about ways to break the game, because it's a lot of fun to try and think of cheat strats that can get through a lot of content that's very difficult in a very cheap manner. Now, granted, Desmond is a legendary, so he's not technically free to play, but he is an option that you could possibly reroll for or get at some point, and you don't really need any dupes in him, which is also very, very nice. The dupes, you know, could be okay for him, especially for survivability with like the HP and defense and stuff like that he can get, but it's not necessary. His kit is good enough as is. I'm glad again that I was wrong. I just want to reiterate that fact, because in my patch notes video, I kind of just briefly, you know, read over his buff and I was like, it doesn't feel that good, but really it's very good, like beyond good. So if you did pull Desmond recently, he's been sitting in your box for a while and you're like, oh man, Desmond. Well, build that boy up, because you are about to be shocked and amazed. Now, before we get into the fight, which I know a lot of you just cannot wait, I'm sure a lot of you just skipped all this BS and went straight to the fight anyways, and I don't blame you. It's freaking amazing. So the team that we actually are going to be running is Santis, Hakron, and then our girl Rodira. Now, if you have a Blackhorn, obviously that's going to be better, because, you know, Rodira is just not on that level, but man, as a substitute, she's amazing, especially for free-to-plays. So Rodira is a 5-star. I believe she has, let's see her stats real quick, just briefly. She has 17k HP and 1200 defense, 151 speed, 38% focus. It's okay to get a little bit of focus on her because she does have an attack down her skill 1, which is clutch. Hakron is not wearing my best defensive gear. That's on Charles right now. So he's only at 2800, but he does have almost 17k HP, so there is a benefit to that. Our girl Santis is chilling at a nice 15.4k HP, almost 1300 defense, 170 speed, and 58% focus. I'd love to get her focus up a little bit, because I still feel that she gets resisted every once in a while. She's also on curse set, in case some of you are wondering. It's still the best set to run on her at the moment, even with the nerfs. So, until, of course, you can build up a divine set, but good luck farming Gemini Dragon right now. So that's the team. We're running those 3 units, plus the support Desmond, and just because I know a lot of you are going to be asking, the Desmond stats are pretty much this. He has about, I think, 18k HP, give or take, and about, I think it was like 1200 defense. That's pretty much the important stats to know there. I believe it also had 1 dupe, and it, of course, is 6-star. And you're going to see Desmond in action right now. So don't forget to subscribe, check notifications in the Discord in the description below. Hope you guys enjoy the fight. I can't believe Desmond is actually this good. I'm glad I could share this with all of you. The hype is real. Don't forget, Hollands could make this unit even better outside of just Tide, so you can run him in a lot of different content, do some real cheesy things. I love it. I love it. What can I say? This is great. Yep, and follow me on Twitter at XSPlays. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Enjoy the fight. Peace.